Welcome, manufacturers. We have some crucial information for you. The government has recently released two quality control orders that directly impact your industry. The Wood-Based Boards Quality Control Order 2023, with 5 mandatory Indian standards, and the Plywood and Wooden Flush Door Shutters Quality Control Order 2023, which comprises 10 mandatory Indian standards. Welcome to MindSync, your compliance guard. I'm Baston Benny, and you're watching MindSync's BIS series. MindSync is a professional organization providing compliance, consulting, and advisory services. Let's dive into the specifics of the Wood-Based Boards Quality Control Order. If your focus is on plywood and wooden flush door shutters, skip ahead to the mentioned timeline. Now, let's examine the effective date for wood-based boards, which is 6 months from the notification of this order, dated the 10th of August 2023. For micro enterprises, it's 12 months, and for small enterprises, it's 9 months. Now, let's dive into each of the 5 standards in detail. Our first Indian standard is block boards. This standard encompasses the essential requirements for commercial and decorative block boards, suitable for both interior and exterior uses. The thickness specifications for block boards are mentioned below. Now, let's look into the marking requirements, including the indication of the source of manufacture, grade and type, size, batch number, year of manufacture, and the criteria for the ECO mark. Each block board must be legibly and indelibly marked on any of its faces with this information. Moving on to our next Indian standard, prelaminated particle boards from wood and other linocellulosic material. This standard covers the requirements for general purpose and special applications. The finish of the lamination should be of uniform nature, with options like glossy, matte, or textured finishes. Now, let's explore the marking requirements, including the indication of the source of manufacture, grade and type, thickness, batch number, year of manufacture, and the criteria for the ECO mark. Each prelaminated particle board should bear these markings on any of its edges. Our next Indian standard focuses on particle boards of wood and other linocellulosic materials with medium density, designed for general purposes. These boards maintain a specific gravity in the range of 0.5 to 0.9. They must be uniformly thick and dense throughout, with both surfaces sanded to a smooth finish. Regarding particles, 3 critical points are outlined. The marking requirements for these particle boards are mentioned below. Shifting our focus to medium density fiber boards, MDF, for general purpose, the standard covers requirements for MDF boards with a density in the range mentioned. It's important to note that the standard does not cover veneered, laminated, pre-laminated, or specially treated boards. Now, let's explore the marking details, including the necessary particulars for each MDF board. The final Indian standard on our list is veneered particle boards. This standard outlines requirements such as grades and types, material, manufacture, dimensions, and tests for veneered particle boards. Now, let's delve into the specific requirements for particle boards, covering aspects like grading, types, material, dimensions, and testing procedures. We've now covered all the mandatory Indian standards for wood-based boards. If you require professional advice on the process of obtaining BIS certification, please feel free to contact us. We are here to assist you. Now, let's move on to the next part of the video. Now let's look into Plywood and Wooden Flush Door Shutters Quality Control Order 2023. Now, let's examine the effective date, which is 6 months from the notification of this order, dated the 29th of August 2023. For micro enterprises, it's 12 months, and for small enterprises, it's 9 months. Now, let's dive into each of the 10 standards in detail. Our first Indian standard under the Plywood and Wooden Flush Door Shutters QCO 2023 is plywood for general purposes. This standard outlines requirements for various grades and types of plywood used for general purposes. Plywood for general purposes falls into 2 grades based on bond strength, boiling water resistant BWR grade and moisture resistant MR grade. Moving on to our next Indian standard, wooden flush door shutters, solid core type, plywood face panels. This standard specifies the requirements for shutters with face panels of plywood or cross-band and face veneers. The shutters are classified into BWP, boiling waterproof, grade, and MR, moisture resistance, grade, catering to different environmental conditions. Our third Indian standard is marine plywood. This standard covers requirements for materials, manufacture, and performance of marine plywood suitable for the construction, repair, and maintenance of marine and river craft, pontoons, and similar structures. Let's now explore the dimensions specified for marine plywood boards. The next Indian standard focuses on fire retardant plywood. It covers the fire retardant chemicals, method of treatment, retentions, and requirements for fire retardant plywood. Additionally, we'll discuss the criteria for earning the ECO mark, emphasizing the use of wood from non-natural forest sources for veneer manufacturing. Now, let's explore veneered decorative plywood. This standard covers various types of plywood with ornamental veneers on one or both faces, intended for decorative purposes like furniture making and paneling. Each plywood board must be marked with key information, including the source of manufacture, year of manufacture, batch number, and type. Continuing with our exploration, let's delve into wooden flush door shutters, cellular and hollow core type, particle board and hardboard face panels, Part 1. This standard specifies the requirements for cellular, hollow, and tubular core wooden flush door shutters with face panels of plywood, crossband, and face veneers. Notably, plywood used in these shutters must conform to IS 710 for BWP grade flush door shutter and MR grade of IS 303 for MR grade flush door shutter. Moving on to Part 2 of the same standard, wooden flush door shutters, cellular and hollow core type, plywood face panels. This section specifies the requirements for wooden flush door shutters of cellular, hollow, and tubular core type with face panels of particle board, high-density fiber board, HDF, medium-density fiber board, MDF, and fiber hardboard face panels. These shutters are shop-prepared for taking mortise locks or latches as ordered by the purchaser. Next up, Part 2 of the standard addresses wooden flush door shutters, solid core type, with face panels of particle board, high-density fiber board, HDF, medium-density fiber board, MDF, and hardboard. Any species of timber may be used as stiles and rails in these flush door shutters. Continuing our exploration, the standard covers the requirements for plywood specifically intended for concrete shuttering and formwork. Veneers for the manufacture of such plywood shall be either rotary cut or sliced, preferably rotary cut, and reasonably smooth to permit an even spread of glue. Our final Indian standard pertains to structural plywood, intended for purposes such as stressed skin panels, plywood web beams, rail, and ship containers. Structural plywood must adhere to the requirements of the BWP grade, as per the specifications outlined below. If your business requires certification and licensing under any BIS scheme, MindSync is here to assist. Let us take the lead in handling your certification needs, ensuring a smooth journey through compliance. Stay tuned for our next insight on the BIS series. Thank you.